Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore, and today I am explaining a chart for the example chart for Vrana Yoga, which I had done in our earlier class. So, and that particular class is a definition of the yoga for which this chart is an example. This is a live chart, and that yoga will be attached in the end screen. So, people after seeing this video, if you would want to know that particular video, please go through that, and then you will be able to relate with regard to this example in detail. So, the yoga, once again, I will just tell you a small concept of the yoga. That is, if the sixth lord of a chart, that is from the ascendant, is a malefic. I have not taken particularly what we call as a natural benefic, natural malefic. In this chart, I have taken a natural benefic like Jupiter, which is the sixth lord. But still, it is retrograde, and hence I will take it as a malefic. So, I have spoken about that in that particular video also about Jupiter and its lordships and placements. Why a benefic like Jupiter also can become a malefic for a given chart. I'll do one more video in which you will also see how this particular yoga, particularly Gajakesari yoga, will give rise to difficulties of health. Let us go through that later. So here, the criteria is in the Vrana yoga that if the sixth lord is a malefic and then it joins the ascendant lord in the 6th, 8th or the 12th houses in the Triksthanas, then Vrana Yoga happens. And that Vrana Yoga means that the native will suffer due to long-standing chronic or difficult diseases which don't get immediate cure. And you will be going from doctor to doctor, from pathologist to pathologist, from an expert to another expert, to a physician, it will be like you are doing repetitive investigations and you are still on the verge of understanding what actually has happened. And by the time it is, you get into a good planetary movement or a good transit, you will get a good doctor. He will suddenly see that and he will say that, okay, it's just this much and it will get solved. But to get into diagnosis, or even in Vrana Yoga, it happens that the diagnosis happens, but still the cure is prolonged. You know that there is no immediate cure for it. So let us go into this particular chart. I have put up the North Indian chart also for those people who are conversant with this. Okay, and the Shadbala of the planets are also very clearly noted down here so that it will be easy for you people to understand. So I am not giving you the date of birth and all those things. That's why I am giving you all the details there. So it's nothing, it's the confidentiality of the chart which I have to maintain. So ascendant, I have given you the degree of the ascendant, it's 27 degrees. So Bhava chart will have some different placements. The Saturn, which is placed in Tula Rashi, that is in Libra, will be giving the results of the third house, not the fourth house, because it is very much within the arc of the first house, second house, third house, which is the cutoff points. I add 15 degrees to get the Bhava, so it will be 12 degrees. So it should be within 12 degrees in Libra. So that is why it will be giving you the results of the third house, that is from here to here. So same thing with regard to Ketu and same thing with regard to Rahu and Mercury. So they all change their positions in the Bhava chart. I have also put up the Navamsha Kundali, that is the D9 chart, the 9th division of a Rashi, so that you people can do some advanced calculations, because I have been getting some, some of them asking, why don't you put Navamsha charts? I would want to know from the Navamsha also. Yes, we have put the Navamsha chart here. So I have also written down the Dasha Bhuktis. I have not given you the starting date because it will be as good as revealing the birth date. I will not do that. But I have given you the years in which the Dashas are, beginning. The beginning of Mercury, beginning of Ketu, beginning of, Venus, and the beginning of Sun, Mahadasha. So let us go into the chart. As per the definition, you can very easily see that the sixth lord, Jupiter, is associated with Moon. The sixth lord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth lord, it is Jupiter because it is the lord of Sagittarius, 9. is associated with moon in Scorpio, and it is also having a small association of Ketu, which is coming and falling into the sixth house. So we have in the Bhava chart, fifth house, sorry. From the sixth, it is not in the sixth sign, but it comes into the fifth house. So in the Bhava chart, we'll be having Moon, Jupiter, and Ketu. The distance between these planets, technically, you can see it here in the Navamsha. So Jupiter and Moon in the Navamsha are very close by. Very close by. That means they are both within 3 degrees and 20 minutes. They are in the same Amsha. And you can also see one more factor, that they are in the same sign, which is also known as Vargottama. Vargottama. So when a planet becomes Vargottama, there is a myth or confusion with regard to people around the astrological world, thinking that if a planet is Vargottama, that means that it becomes strong. Yes, in certain aspect, but if it is a malefic which is a Vargottama, if it is a debilitated planet which is a Vargottama, it is double debilitation if at all you take that into consideration. And if you take a malefic becoming a Vargottama and strong, it becomes a stronger malefic. So here moon is in its sign of debilitation. The ascendant lord gets exalted here in Vrishabha Rashi, that is Taurus, but it gets debilitated in Scorpio. So it is double debilitation. If people want to know, then yes, it is weak and weak. But in the Shadbala, amazingly Shadbala, it is strong. So it has gained strength. So that means moon has not fully lost its strength. It cannot be considered as a malefic for this ascendant. So Shadbala will take six-fold strengths. You can see in that, you can see, Kendra Bala, Divaratri Bala, Ogo Yugma Rakshamsha Bala, Uchchanicha Bala, then you see Ayana Bala, Kranti Bala, Drik Bala, Dig Bala, and so many other things. So Shadbala means you need to do all the calculations. I have not done it. I will do it with an example chart. I will do Shadbala, and with an example chart I will do Sarvashtaka Varga, and with the same example chart I will also go to the Prastara Ashtaka Varga. In the later classes I will do that. This is very much required. It's pending from my end. I have to do that. I will do it. And also divisional charts and their explanations. I had started it. I have come to Hora. I have done a little bit of discussion there, and again it's pending there. I have to do that. So these are the 4 important things which I have to complete. I'll do it as fast as possible. Okay. So here, this is double debilitation for moon, and then we have Jupiter also here, and it is associated with 2 major planets, Mars and Rahu. If you see Mars is the one which is having us what the karakatva signification of blood. Raktavarnam, this is blood. This is impurity. And this fellow is the gut. This fellow is the gut. This is the ascendant lord. That's just giving you a Navamsha clarity that these fellows are all together. And if you see, they are in the 9th house. They are not in another Triksthana. It would have put that person into danger in life, for the life itself. It is not. Luckily, it is in the 9th house, but still, bad luck is the person will be suffering because of this particular placement. So, let us go to the other placements which are very important here. Whether the chart is having any good yoga which will actually cancel this negative placement of Vrana Yoga. And what is happening to the person, I will tell you. So, there are 2 planets here. Beautiful planets, actually excellent planets, that is Mercury and Venus. But for this chart, Mercury becomes a partially malefic, and even Venus becomes Rogasthana Adhipati, that is 6th from the 6th. The Lord, which is the 11th Lord. This is the 11th Lord, or the 11th sign also. So it becomes 6th from the 6th, is actually seeing the 6th. This fellow goes into the other sign. So it does not have much of a relation. Let us see how far these two are from the Navamsha. You can understand. Mercury is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 amshas away from Venus. So let us say 5 amshas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The difference between Venus and Mercury. That means 5 amshas means 320, 640, 10, 1320 and 1640. That means 16 degrees 40 minutes is the minimum difference between Mercury and Venus. There is no sambandha. That means there is no relationship between Mercury and Venus. So that means Mercury is not affecting Venus at any point. So Venus and Mercury are aspecting this sign individually. That means the yoga is not there to cancel this particular combination. This is a very strong yoga. They both are sitting hand in glove. And these two are the people who are actually hit. So the ascendant lord is totally hit because of its association with Jupiter. Next point, if I see the Bhava chart, I can see that there are a lot of planets from this given. So see, this is advanced level, which I am putting it in a little bit for you people to understand. So this is a combination, which is important combination, which we are discussing about. That is the Gajakesari Yoga, or the Chandra and Jupiter. That is Moon and Jupiter sitting together. Let us not make too many designs. So, okay, this is Moon and Jupiter sitting together. This you should understand now. Except for Venus, Mercury is here, Rahu is here. Rahu and Venus are not that nearby. They are around 6 degrees 40 minutes and plus nearly 10 degrees away from each other, but still Rahu has something to do with Venus. They both are closely related. There is a yoga. We have to see that from the Navamsha. The point what I am discussing here now is, from this combination, how many planets are in Triksthanas? How many planets are in Triksthanas? The 6th, 8th and 12th houses. From this 6th, 1, 2 and 3, these 3 are in the 6th house. This comes into the 7th house, which is a malefic. Here Ketu comes into, with this, Shani comes here in the 3rd house. So Ketu comes to the 5th house. Rahu comes to the 11th house. So these 3 planets are in the Triksthanas. So the Triksthana planets are the planets which will give a boost to the negative aspect of this combination. This combination is already giving health problems to the native, and these planets will give a boost. That is, there will be neurological problems related. There will be problems of stamina and that immune strength related. Blood impurities, which are already giving problem in the Navamsha, is also seen in the horoscope. So, from this horoscope, the native who is suffering from unnecessary, ulcerations in the stomach and the intestine, is going through continuous, bleeding keeps happening and is not in a good state of health, and after repeated consultations with the doctor, also then she is not able to come out of the problem. So it's a female chart, so I have given, that is why I told she. So she is going through a lot of difficulties with regard to health, and it has been from past, let us say, a decade or so. So a person suffering for 10 years is too much. So this is one example of Vrana Yoga. I will come with further examples. This is a very tough yoga to understand, and that is why I will be giving you further examples. I have a lot of example charts with me. So thank you very much for today's class.
Also the Dasha which
Yeah, the Dasha. So let us see the Dasha which is affecting is the Venus Dasha. So, how come Venus Dasha? The 11th Lord. 11th Lord is the Rogat Rogasthana Adhipati, and 11th Lord is afflicted. And if you see the 11th Lord, it is the strongest of all the planets in the Shadbala. Being a malefic and becoming very strong, it will have its say and rule all the other planets, and that is how it has got hit.
Also, from 11th Lord, there are three planets in the 12th.
Exactly. From the 11th Lord, if you see the Triksthanas, this is another way of doing. Actually, she is good reminding this point. So I should not have closed down just like that. So the as I said, in the advanced level, we see from a combination the minimum thing what we do first when we are doing calculations of prediction, we will take the Mahadasha Lord, which is Venus, and from there we will see where are the other planets posited. The Antardasha Lords, that is the Sabdashas. So the sub periods from Venus, if you see, there are three planets which are in the 12th house behind it. And there are these planets are all in the seventh, opposing Venus. So many planets are there which are not in good, house of friendship with Venus. Okay.
That is why the Dasha, whenever.
So whenever you see a Dasha, to see the health of a Dasha, you need to go and take the Dasha Natha, that is the Lord of the Dasha, as the ascendant, and from there do all the other calculations and see where all the planets have moved and how they are related. The Tatkalika Mitratva, that is the temporary friendship, and the Naisargika Mitra, the natural friendship, and the Panchadika Mitratva, all things have to be taken into account. You cannot simply tell that friends will not cause damage, they will also cause damage. So, thank you very much for today's class.